Hey guys, this is Axtyler here. Coming at you through request of some duels with the Beast deck. I did, I think, 3 duels in a row, and I ended up winning all of them, so that was pretty cool. I kind of wanted to show you one where I would lose, because I wanted to show you the bad hands I could have, but it never happened, and I just didn't feel like dueling anymore, because I've been doing it for an hour. So yeah, here it is. Again, a really cool deck. Only changes I made to it. Took out the 3 flame veils, not the tigers, but the dogs, to put in 2 Rykos and a charge, just for the mill, and the fact that I didn't like relying on the attack for the dog. I don't know, it wasn't a bad engine, but I really like the Rykos more, just because Hamster is an effect for it, and you can sort of summon it face down if you already have a Tange in your hand, which I did quite a few times in these 3 duels. And another thing too is that Rykos effect, like, okay, you have Tange in your hand, Ryko on the field. Rykos effect activates, pops a card, mills 3. He activates in substep 6. Then Tangier's effect, the Nordic Beast, can activate in step 7, which means you can go Ryko, pop, mill 3, and then use Tangier to special summon itself, because Ryko was destroyed by battle, which a lot of people don't really know about, but it's really cool. Another thing about this deck is Scrapdragon's like awesome for the fact that it's just Scrapdragon, so it's great. But then you can also get field presence by special summoning, which I did right there with its second effect. Because people forget about Scrapdragon's second effect, where it can special summon a scrap monster from your graveyard, and so I did that. This deck's going to be really great once the Evolve All Chain comes out, just because, and I mean, obviously, many decks are going to be really great when the Evolve All Chain comes out, but pretty much just because you can use its effect to send Iron Chain or your Scrap Tuner or your Flame Tiger to the grave when you need to. So yes, that's a thing. Um, these still don't even realize too, I don't really like Flame Tiger. I don't know. I don't like giving up the draw for it. Like if I had a beast in my hand and Iron Chain Dog in the grave, and I could go for a game just by using it, then yeah, but I don't know, something about it I just really don't like. I really kind of want to take it out for something else. I'm not sure what yet, but I think I probably will, to be honest. Um, and yeah, I just did that to get the Photon palette real quick, because I didn't think he had anything that would be too offensive. He's playing Crystal Beast deck, and I went for a game with that, because Photon put it to 0, attacked with the Dew for 25, and then went for there. I love fucking Bicorn, by the way. 2500 beater, which mills 7, like in this deck where you want mills like crazy. It's really fun. I like it a lot. Um, I also been messing with the Nordic engine with that card, for the fact that the Nordic engine is just really good. It's really consistent, especially because it has 3 searchers that you can bait MSTs or heavies to make your opponent just purely -1. And the mill effect, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm going to try something. But the fact that you can mill 7 with it in certain decks, I could just see that being really good. Especially if you have a lot of cards that obviously activate in the grave. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do for it yet, but we'll see. A little update on my schedule. I have probably 4 or 5 videos that I may be putting up soon. Some of them are just updates on my current decks, like my Psychics, Worms, and DDT Gishki. Some of them are the looking to the new set, and some of those really broken shit that's going to be at release, and a lot of other things that are just going to be they're going to be really intense and fun to use, and also some of the more black horse cards, you could say, that people aren't really looking at because they're so focused on like mermails and shit like that, but could also be really, really useful. And then a few crazy decks that I've made, and I use the word crazy because while they're not bad, they're pretty consistent. They're all pretty consistent. They're all definitely usable. They're all definitely locals usable. They're not like anything that's gonna, like, I would never run them over my worms or anything. But they're really fun decks on Dueling Network, and some of them are quite cheap. So if you're looking for a budget deck that's decent, you could also do that. And I have 3 or 4 of those coming out. I've kind of planned them all out because this weekend or last weekend, I just made a lot of decks. I was using them, and I realized, wow, I should show everyone on YouTube. So I'm going to space those out over the next week or two. And I'll probably do duels and deck profiles, and then reverse like I did with the Beast, deck profiles and duels, and just shit like that. And we'll see how it goes. So yeah, so that's my schedule for the next, whatever, and I can't wait to show you guys everything. Let's see, what was this duel? He was playing a junk deck, and I made a mistake. I overextended because I wasn't thinking about Gardna effect until I already overextended. And then I was like, shit. What did I do? I got the 8-star out, I got Scrap Dragon out, and I was going to go into Ancient Cyclone Wyvern with the idea that I was going to OTK him. I'd like have 400 more than I needed to OTK him. With that, however, and with using Scrap Dragon's effect as well. However, I forgot that Gardo can change 2 of my monster's battle positions, and I was like, well, fuck. And it really nearly cost me the game. But you can see the explosiveness of the deck a little bit here, so that's cool. And if it didn't have Garnet out, it would have been game. I ended up pulling the win out later, barely. We were both top decking. But anyways, you can see that here. I love for the fact that the Nordics can go for Ancient Psychic Wyvern. That card is ridiculous. Literally, you go like Scrap Dragon attack directly, Ancient Psychic Wyvern attack directly, and it's almost game, if not game, because it's what is that? It's 20. It's pretty much 2 2800 attacks. The Ancient Striker Wyvern will gain Scrap Dragon's 2800, and so that's what? It's a fuck ton of damage. It's 66, 76. Yeah, it's game. So it is ridiculous. I also made a misplay here, which is dumb. I don't know. I torrential. I said targets and I torrentialed, when I could have just let him destroy Scrap and get Scrap's effect. But I guess he would have just destroyed Scrap anyway. So I guess it wasn't a complete waste, but it just wasn't the best idea. And here's the point where I really fucked up. I made a mistake here. I thought Scrap's effect read only, or any effect. However, it's only your opponent's effect that Scrap's second effect works. And I was like, oh, you're right, my B. Took it back. Yeah, I don't know how I came back after this, because he had 3 cards, he Pot of Avarice, and I was just sitting there like, oh, fuck. I only have 1 card, and nothing really to go off of. But he didn't draw shit. And then I just started attacking, and he did that, and I was like, weh. I think he brought out junk here and attacked into my guy. However, I activated land entering damage calc, which really fucked him over, and that's really the turning point in this game, because he couldn't banish him or anything, which I thought he was going to do actually, but he could not have. And the thing that really got me is I drew into Clefairy. I drew into a lot of them, and so this allowed me to plus in the hand a lot, which allowed me to go to things like Chain Dog and shit like that. But I think, yeah, I just went 7. And I was gonna go for Black Rose and blow up, but I was like, you know what, like, I don't know, that mill could be too good, so I was like, alright, I'll just go for Bicorn. Because the milling effect of it's just awesome. And then I set, and I was like, good to go. And I think I went that and Chain Dog. Oh, right, yeah. Scrap Chimera is retarded. You can just plus so much with it. And I went defensive here. I went for Jane. I wasn't sure. I kind of wanted to go for Chain a little bit. Kind of want to go to Photon to maybe take his thing out, but I couldn't go for game, so I thought I'd go for him for defensive, so I can sit on him for a little while and just keep attacking. And which is what ended up winning me the game. Just doing that steady plays. And that's the thing too. Like sometimes you really don't need to go explosive. You just need to play defensively and just kind of keep whittling your opponent down and getting that advantage of that. And that's the thing that won it for me. So went boom, boom, and game. And this guy wanted to duel me again because he had a Nordic deck of himself, and I was like, oh, sure, I'll do you for your Nordic deck. And I ended up really shutting him down. I'll let you show, or I'll just show you why here. Which, honestly, it would have been a completely different duel if I hadn't. I've got a particular card out because it would have been fun. And for some reason, I thought he was playing his junk deck again. Like that's the thing that was going through my head. So I was like, oh, I'll just attack because he probably doesn't have much. And right when I attacked, and I realized, oh, it's a Nordic deck, it really fucked me over. Another reason why I love all chains awesome, because now I have my setup. I have my Chain Dog, I have Tangent, I have that. But yeah, so he had Nordic Beast, and he had the 2 tokens, and I was like, oh, shit. I'll send Torrential to make sure. And then he top decked the MST, and I was like, oh no. And then he went for the deadly Thor. And I was like, oh, well, how the fuck am I going to get over this? And then I realized how in my next draw, because it was a really good draw. And I used Reiko's effects, got the mill, which is a pretty shitty mill, actually. Every time in this deck, anytime you mill, you have a 20% chance to get what you want. So I had a 3 mills, 20% chance. While it isn't the greatest, it's a decent chance. And it just didn't work for me. And then I used Chain Dog, special summon him, and then I was like, Shockmaster. I can get rid of everything with Shockmaster. So I was like, yep, I waste 3 off my field, puts my Tange and Raikou in a weird position, but I can't let him get that Thor back. And so that's exactly what I did. Went Shockmaster, used effect, and he debated me over it for a little while. He was like, I don't think it negates effects off the field, but I mean, clearly it does, because that'd be retarded, because how could you negate spells and traps if they weren't off the field? That'd be stupid. So I cut it out, but I looked it up, linked it to him, and he was like, oh, well, that sucks. I was like, yeah. Because there'd be no reason for me going to it if it didn't negate your fucking Thor. Pardon my French. It's been a long morning. Anyways, and then he realized that his guy is 800, so he's like, wait, and then I misclicked and blah, 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 blah. I'm really tired, by the way, if you can't notice. I've stood up really late, woke up really early, and was like, I'm going to make a YouTube video. And then I dueled for an hour, and here we are today. And yeah, and pretty much I just shut them down with this, because Nordics all revolve around their monster effects. They don't really have any trap card stuff. The only thing they really have is Glyph. And yeah, so I Heavy Storm thinking he might have had something, but he had 2 Glyph ears, which kind of sucked. But at the same time, it was like, okay, you had 2 monsters. I Shockmaster effect for monster effects, and then we're right back where we started again. So, and I was like Chain Dog, and I switched my Tangent Defense, I believe. And I was saving the one in my hand just in case he got over it, so I'd have some backup. And here's where we just kind of went from game from here. So use monsters effects again, special summon that guy, sing for 7, and then there's GG. And just taking Wyvern was going to do a shit ton of damage. So anyways, guys, this is Axtyler signing out. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated, and I'll see you later, YouTube.